guess what? We're live.
Hey, guess what? It's Jess the Ska Kid. And on the phone with us this evening, go ahead. You guys can say hey.
Hello, I'm Lynn Golding from the Specials. And my brother Adam Birch. Where are you, Adam? Are you there?
Hello, everybody. My name's Adam, and I'm going to enjoy myself first.
Right.
Hi, everybody. Bobby Rubin, and I write lyrics with Adam, and having a great time.
Lovely. Nice one, guys. Nice to hear you guys' voice. Wonderful.
And
Nice to hear you.
thank you for joining us this evening. So, to start off, with the introductions, where are you all calling me from? Just so folks understand, how spread out we are.
Oh, yeah.
So I start first. Lynn Golding, a guitar player from the Specials. I'm in Washington State, Seattle, just outside Seattle. That's where I live now. Adam?
Yeah, my name's Adam, and I'm living now in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. And that's where I'm residing, so I'm in a little boudoir talking to you on my phone in Philadelphia. But big up to all the Philly posse out there. All right, and Bobby here, and I am in Dayton, Ohio.
So, guys, let's start, I guess, by asking, how did you come together? And because Adam reached out to me first to do, this interview and play Adam Flymo Brich and the Vershons. How did that project come to be, and what is the makeup of that project?
Okay.
So I start first because,
you tell them how it started.
I was introduced to Adam because I'm from Coventry, England. Adam's from Leicester, England. And obviously, Leicester's only about 10 minutes right away from where I live. And anyway, Adam joined the Specials. And the rest is history. We've been together for over many years now since with Adam. And we obviously at times we have our break where, every band we fight and we argue and then we sort of fall apart and then we get back together and try to reestablish ourselves. And I feel like with Adam, this project, Adam had a break as well. And I just thought it's wonderful for him to be back out because he's just a natural, extremely very, very talented guy. And now he's actually recharged his battery, and here is Mr. Adam Birch. Take it away, Adam.
You're too kind, my brother. And my dad. I call him Dad. He's like my dad, because that's what he was. He was my mentor when I was younger. He put me under his wing, and he schooled me in a lot of good things, and helped me get through a lot of painful times. We both went through painful times when I think about it, but that's what happens. And that's the great thing about this. This whole thing was talked about years ago, and just life's funny like that. I was supposed to do this a long time ago. I had a chance to do it, but life happens, and I'll be honest. I don't know. I guess when I was younger, I was just so. I don't know. I mean, I never tried to take this too seriously, but at the same time, what happened was I started playing music for fun and to enjoy it, and then suddenly I realised that it was not just a hobby; it was becoming a job, and then it became a business, and then after the business, it was it started to get crazy, and it was hard for me to adapt to, because I'm just some little kid from Sykeston, Leicester, basically, and being propelled into doing all this stuff. And flying all around the world, and next minute I'm in the hotel, and then I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and it was a lot to sort of deal with. And again, when you're from a small town and you're not used to all that kind of stuff, things can happen. And that's what happened in the early days for me, because I can only talk for me. I mean, and that's what happened. So for a long time, I didn't get this project off the ground because I was just too sick. I was sick because I used to drink my face off and just party like an animal. And And of course, when you do it like that, it takes your life away, and that's what happened. So I lost time. Basically, I got lost in time, which would be.
How did you get to meet with Bobby now? That's the next one.
Yeah.
Bobby, how did you get to meet Adam?
So
That's nice.
basically, in about 2017 was the first time that I went to the Supernova. I got invited to go to the Supernova Festival in 2017. That was to see Tim Supernova invited me, and my friend Timmy from the Toasters was the guy that said, "You've got to come down, dude, to this festival. You're gonna love it." And the Toasters are playing, and Derek Morgan's playing. I was like, "Holy shit, Derek Morgan!" So I used to play for that guy like back 25 years ago. I said, "Oh, I've got to go and see him." So I went to the festival, and when Derek came to the concert, he knew I was there. He insisted that I jumped on stage and, played the set with him, which I hadn't literally played those songs for probably 25 years. Mm-hmm. But that was the concert that we did in 2017. And then, after that concert, is when Tim said to me, "You should get your own band together. You should do this. You need to do this." And I was like, it was, at the time, I don't know. It was just being at the right place at the right time. That's what happened, and that was the birth of Adam Birch and the Vershons, because that's really what happened. I actually had a core of musicians that I'd worked with since 2012 in Philadelphia, and that is the band, the Vershons, as we know it today. And we always said that back in the day when we were working on different projects, that if I ever got a band together, you would be my band. That's it, because you guys are just, I'm very blessed to have some really good musicians around me. And that's how that happened. And then I started writing some songs. It took a couple of years, because again, not forget, I'd not done this for such a long time. So I was all dry. I was just, I wasn't in the right place to start writing songs, which I used to do. And, what happened is my creative juices started coming back. And then suddenly I'm starting to write songs again. And, at first we just kept playing songs that were songs that I'd played before with other bands. That's really what the Vershons was. It was just me getting back out and playing songs. And from that came recording with Derek Morgan. And we did a version of Batman, which he kindly said he'd let me re-record with him. And he sang the vocals on that. That was the first single that we released. And then we did another single for the Specialized project called The Feeling's Gone. And they gave me the track, and they said, "Well, we want you to redo it and do it in your version." So I took that track, we broke the tune apart, we ripped it all apart, we rebuilt it, and we made it into our version of, The Feeling's Gone, which is a two-tone classic from the two-tone era. And that was the idea for that whole album. That whole concept was basically two-tone songs redone by other bands. And I'm very proud of that album, because it was a really great album that was put out by Mr. Willow, my other brother in England, and the Specialized project, which I feel very proud to be a part of. And, because the thing that does, giving back to the Teenage Cancer Fund and a lot of other charities as well. The Teenage Cancer Fund is the big one, and being a part of that was pretty cool. Now, so that was good for me. And then from that, on Facebook, I believe, I remember seeing this kid, this Bobby, which was calling himself White Toast at the time on that. And I thought Bobby was a guitarist. So I picked him up. "Come on, man, let's play some guitar with you." "Guitar?" I said, "I'd love to, but I don't play guitar." I'm like, I write lyrics. And I'm like, "Oh, you do?" I said, "Well, send me some of your lyrics. Let's have a look." No, I don't want you to write. I was writing stuff myself. But, what's happened is everything's changed. Like before, I thought I was expected to do everything. I don't do it like that now. I surround myself with really talented people, and I love to see people grow. I love to see people do their own talent and be a part of it, because this is a whole, this is what this is about for me. It's not about me. It's about the whole project and making this happen and working with other people. And, from that, I believe it helps to get to where we are today with the music. So for me, I saw Bobby's lyrics, and I was really impressed with them. I talked to Stoker, who's my producer, and I said to him, I've got this kid writing lyrics to this, and the guy's amazing. I said, I love it. I love his lyrics. I said, I talk to him, I tell him the ideas, I give him the ideas where I'm going with the song and what I want to write about. And he comes back like a couple of days later with the song. And I said, we change little bits, we change it, and that's how it works. That's how the song started to come along in the first place. So we started writing Welcome to the Circus. And, I wanted to, the thing about me with the music is, for me, it's all about being back from the roots, being back political, being back kind of like, this is how it has to be because this is how it was from the beginning. Everything to do with the music that we play or we played, it has to have something, it has to have a meaning, it has to go somewhere for me. Because again, we can have fun songs as well, but at the same time, when there's shit hitting the fan and the country's going upside down and you've got all this craziness that's going on, I really wanted to write something that would, make somebody think about it and go, what's this? Welcome to the circus. What? Because that's what I felt it was. It was like the whole of the world is becoming a fucking circus.
It's an amazing song. I love that song. It is very traditional, two-tone, 1979, in your face, we need to wake the fuck up and pay attention to what's going on. And I think that bringing it to the current climate that it is now, everyone should hear what that is. I think that we have to have that so that we can make change.
Exactly. I mean, that's what this is all about. It's all about change. It's all about...
Adam, I'd like to say, right, one thing, right, we're like spending so much time with Adam, and obviously, right, I went back and meet up with sort of Terry Orr from releasing the specials and ours, and I got most of those guys back together when we did an anniversary tour, and then I met up back with Adam, and Adam played with us because our other trombone player John Reed couldn't do it. So we did a couple of TV shows at him, and then we did one of my favorite venues that I've always wanted to do, which is the Albert Hall in England. It's like I always wanted to play at the Albert Hall. It's like a dream, and I got Adam. We did that there.
Yeah, man.
I think that helped inspire Adam to lift Adam to start being creative again. And I've always been until the right time, Adam. Just follow me, and I'm so proud that he followed me, and he's right with me, and he got his own thing together. And I would definitely say, without a doubt, we released a record as a special with called Encore. We haven't released a record in many, many years, and anyone who wants to check out the record, every song on that record is about all of us having a discussion, a sensible, intellectual discussion nowadays. Let's have the debate. And each song, when the first song of the record was Vote for Me.
Yeah.
Great song. If we vote for you, do you promise to be upright, decent, and honest, and above best interest at heart? We've got a raving lunatic in England called Vershons. Yeah. He's the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
We've got a raging lunatic in America called Donald Trump. Can we trust those people? So we, on this album, we said exactly that, right? We have people to ask, can you trust these people? No. I went along as well, and I wrote a song called BLM, Black Lives Matters. And all I ask in that song is, I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm not trying to teach you anything. I'm just trying to reach out and say, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And I think all those things that what I've said to Adam, and we talked about, right? And that's why I'm just so proud of Adam. He's right there with me, and he sees the way that I lift up and do this record, right? And I kept, Adam, you're going to be there. Don't worry, mate. Just stay focused. Just follow me. We've had a #1 album in England. Ambo's #1 in England. Then gold record, right? You're going to do it. And there'll always be another. And I'm more than confident with his lyricists that he's done now with Bobby and with engineer in Fresno. What team? And I'm over this side, and I can do a session with him and guitar, and I'll send this stem back to him, and we can do it. We got a great setup now. And I think we're here, and musically what we're doing is literally, the young people today I love them. They're just wonderful. And all we hear to lift the young people and say, go lead, guys. You're the leaders. The proper leaders of the world today is young people, and tomorrow is going to be better because we're leaded by young people, and that's all we do today is just be the mouthpiece for the young people.
So
and they're doing a great job.
This kind of leads me into my next question, the one I wanted to ask you guys that I held on to.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about history a little bit, because you know, you're very influential. You have created history and really influenced younger people to make a specific genre of music. Did you know that you were making history, one, and two, second question, when was the first time you guys heard ska and said, I want to play this?
Well, let me start. I was born in Jamaica, and I was the one who brought the instrumentalist, the one who brought that rhythm from Jamaica to England.
Yep.
I met Jerry Dammers in a pub, and then Horace Panter, he was a bass player. He used to play jazz, funk, and all that sort of stuff. So you can say for the actual rhythm, the ska rhythm, right? Mm-hmm. I took it over to England with me because I was born in Jamaica and brought up in England. I went to England, and I remember like H. The drummer from the Selector was also a wonderful keyboard player. I remember seeing him teaching Jerry how to play reggae, because Jerry didn't know how to play the stamp. Jerry couldn't do that. So H teach him how to do it. And we taught Jerry how to do it. Oh. And then we built, obviously when it comes to like what we record, we have Rico. Rico's a Jamaican, Rico trombone player. I was the one who went to Rico's house and got Rico to come and do the session with us, and a message to you. Yeah. A song was written by Dan Livingstone. Rico played on the original version, and he also played on our version, that becomes a record. Yeah. At the same time, Adam was with a little Bobby.
Yeah.
It's definitely where we call him Bobby, was a little baby. And he was cutting it, he was cutting his teeth, he wasn't, because Adam's father is a wonderful blessing. He's a wonderful man, writer, he writes, and he's a comedian and everything. Brilliant man. So Adam was like his, I remember Adam said to me, him and his dad, they had a band, it was a father and son, And Adam he's such a talented guy, Adam. He's just a wonderful player. And I think Adam said to me, him and his dad, they were doing this gig, and this guy comes to me and says, who's that old geezer you got with you there? And I said, he's fucking useless, mate. You're fucking good. Just fuck him off. And I said, that's my dad. And I got hold of Adam and took him under my wings. And he's been with me how many years, Adam? It's kind of coming about 30 years that you've been with me.
Yeah.
Right. I've seen him growing up, Yeah.
I'm so proud. My other brother, Mark, the old people player, the festivals, and it was his birthday. And we put ourselves laughing because it was his 50th, and we were fucking pissing ourselves. Because I remember when he was how old, I don't know, we were like, 20, and Mark and I went, how old are you then, buddy? He goes, like 50. We went, you old bastard! You old bastard! Yeah. And then I blinked, and now I'm 50, and Mark's 50, and but that's what happens.
I couldn't have asked for I've been blessed. I've been blessed with these wonderful kids around me, and see them growing up, right? And see where they are right now. And I'm just so proud of them. And Adam, Adam's he's just absolutely, I gotta give myself a pat on the back. Well done, Dad. You made a good job of that awful son that you had, Adam is my boy. I love him, Now, he's a most wonderful, talented musician young kids I've ever seen,
There's a story once that happened where we were on tour with the Toasters back in England. This is years ago. And we'd gone back to my house and we're having dinner. And my dad's there at the table, and we're all sitting around the table, the whole of the Toasters. And we're eating dinner, and I don't know how the conversation went, but I said, well, I was on tour and I wasn't living anywhere, so I was literally on the road. But I said to my dad, I said, Dad, I love you. I'm never going to leave you. He went, don't you fucking threaten me, you bastard.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Adam's mom and dad was just the most wonderful parents you could have. I went out for lunch with them out to the country pub, and oh my God, I just love them so much. They were such wonderful, amazing people, amazing couple. You know, Adam's he's been blessed, and that's why I'm with him for all these years. I stuck with him, and I'll be with him until the day I die. And I know without a doubt the team of people that he's got around him now, that's working with him now, right? Bobby and Lyric, wonderful lyricist, Bobby.
Thank you.
Writer. And I tell you, right, when this record's finished, and who knows, right? It's knowing with me, you know, because my other band, which is a special, you know, who knows what I'll do, what I might not do when it comes to jumping on and doing dates. You know, you never can tell with me. I just turn up where Adam is playing, because obviously I'll be guesting on some of his music as well. And I tell you, it will be one hell of a, you know, it's gonna be wonderful. I can't wait. And this record, when this album ready to drop, people is gonna drop. It's gonna drop hard. It's gonna be a hard record because, you know, Adam humor and Adam's sense of and as a player, as an instrumentalist, he's an amazing player. So he's got wonderful people who work with him, and without a doubt, a little bit that will be here now. That's what the taster. The best is yet to come.
Yeah, it's been beautiful, Bobby. I mean, you talk about what it was like writing with it, you know, when we started writing together, because that's the fun part. I mean, it's just been magic for me working with you.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty interesting story. So I feel like the whole theme of this is kind of serendipity, right? I mean, being in the right place at the right time, or being ready for things to happen at the right time. And I think Adam was ready, and I was ready. And it's really strange how we met. So there's a band from England that I really love a lot, and I know Lynn Ball is very good friends with them as well. It's a band called the Capones out of England, out of York, that area. And one of my favorite bands. I've become friends with all the guys in the band, and I started writing some lyrics for them. Wrote a song called Dorian's Going Gray, another one called Picket Line, and then there's another one or two that they may have on their next album. And when they came over to the United States last summer to do a U.S. tour, they invited me to tag along, basically. And so I was hanging out with the Capones on their tour last summer, and one of the venues was over there near Philadelphia, where Adam lives, and great venue he's got over there in Swarthmore, and he was playing, you know, along with the Capones, and that's when Adam and I met. It wasn't until several months later that I guess Adam saw my Facebook page, and I kind of tongue-in-cheek jokingly call myself White Toast as my stage name, I suppose. And it's a long story, but in any case, Adam saw a picture on that page of a guitar, and it was a bass guitar that Capones had given to me. And it thought that I was a guitar player, as he mentioned earlier. And so he messaged me or called me up, I can't remember which, and, you know, said, hey, you know, you want to play some guitar with me? And I remember answering him saying, well, I would love to, but I need to learn how to play the guitar first. And so what I ended up doing is I said, you know, listen, I don't play any instruments at all, but I do write lyrics. I've written some lyrics for the Capones. I'd love to write some lyrics, you know, with you. And I think the next day or a couple days later, he sent me, you know, a couple of songs and said, hey, why don't you write some lyrics? And so I did. And you know, I just want to say kind of in closing that it's, you know, he and I have this really great relationship where he'll call me up, we'll talk, we're friends, you know, I think we've become really good friends. He calls me up, we just talk about life, we talk about politics, we talk about whatever's going on, and then he'll say, you know, Bobby, I think I'd like to write a song about that. I want to write a song about all these people who are hoarding all the toilet paper. Can you write me something? And so, you know, I'm like, great, yeah, I'm happy to write something. And I'll send him the lyrics, and then he'll say, okay, I think I can make that work. Can you change this? Can you change that? And, before we know it, we have a song. And so I just feel like he and I really, really understand each other. We're on the same page. And, I think it's got to be serendipity. Things just fall into place, and this has just fallen into place.
So,
right people at the right time. Yes, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Lovely. So as I said to you, you two just kind of, because you just know Adam's personality and know how to write lyrics that, because it just suits him. And he can play those parts, because, and presenting lyrics and songwriting is a story, and you're acting that part, and he's got the ability to do all that, So it's really wonderful combination, Wonderful.
So
I think that's another thing that's happened as well at the moment. When we record and we do our stuff, because I'm not on any label, I've got no, time restraints to do this. We record it till we look and go, that's it, it's good. And that's how this has worked. And so I'll sing the song and I'll do the lyrics one week and I'll listen to it, keep listening to it and go, no, I'm going to change it. I'm going to do it different. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to sing it a different style, different way. And then I'll change the lyrics maybe, and we'll change the verse on this, we'll change the front, and that's how it's been working. And again, that's how I believe this has all worked out, because again, we're not in any pressure to do this. I don't have to work under any pressure anymore. That's the beautiful thing.
So that kind of leads me to another question. How has, now with your, I would say, plethora of years experience under your belt, how has the music industry changed as far as when the Specials and Laurel Aitken and everybody was initially coming up to now? My view of the music industry is it's kind of corrupt and broken and needs to be taken back by the musicians and artists who actually create the music. But I want to hear from you, what is the music industry like then to now?
It's a lot different now from what it was then, because back in the day, we had lots of small venues that we could play at, and and we learned our craft in the venue. We didn't have sophisticated computer system to help us create songs. All right, we did it. And we played, and we up and down the motorway, and it was fun. It was really fun. Nowadays, when you back in the day, you buy a 7-inch. You got an A side and a B side, the record and the vinyl. You can feel it in your hand, Nowadays, it's somewhere in the clouds somewhere. They said, huh? It's in the clouds, and you got all these different ways of listening to music. We just back in the days, we had a cassette player. You had a Walkman. We put your cassette into the Walkman, and you play up the headphones on, or you go and you've got your record player. And you put your vinyls on and you play it. Nowadays it's different. I think I would say when I go out and go to a record shop, I like to be able to buy an album and be able to read the inner sleeve and take all the notes and see all those things and feel the record. But now, I would say right now, one of my favorite records, it's not a ska record, but one of my favorite record right now, they call themselves the Chicks now. They were called the Dixie Chicks. Chicks now, and their new record is absolutely fantastic. And I have to go when the album is out. I need to go and buy that album so I can feel it. I will still have it on download. But the difference now between then and now it's a different. I like to be able to smell the record, feel it, and touch it.
Yeah,
it's different now.
I mean, it is kind of coming back though in a way. I've noticed now tape cassettes getting really popular again. The LPs getting really popular, the 7-inch, the 10-inch, all that kind of stuff is where this needs to be. Because again, I like the idea of the musicians taking it back. Because this whole thing about the industry is so fucking bent and
I just love to be able to read the inner sleeves and read lyrics. And read the, I love that. We're you can go through the internet and get that, but it's not the same as feeling it yourself and taking it out the sleeve, and put the needle on the record,
Exactly.
It's nothing like that, It's great to do that, That's different. And plus the lifestyle of things as well. You know, well, right now we can't play live anymore, so we've got to adjust ourselves where I do things like when I do that thing like with Adam with the Supernova, I'm in my garden, I pick up my guitar and I just play with it, sing with it, and then just somebody get it somewhere and put it into whatever they do it now. So it's my audience is trees that I'm surrounded with and raccoons and deers that come out, you know. That's my audience where I live, you know.
Yeah.
They enjoy it, you know. The one thing I say, right, they enjoy it that much, right, that I've got my vegetable patch, right, and the deers, they come down and they just eat everything up. So they must have enjoyed me entertaining them.
There you go.
But I've got no vegetable this year because they all that up, you know.
They left it. Wow.
It's good.
Yeah. You know, I wanted. I'm sorry. I was just going to add real quickly. It seems. This is Bobby. It seems to me that ska fans in particular, I think it's been my experience that ska fans in particular really like what Linval is talking about. They like to have that product that they can hold. They like to have the record. They like to have, you know.
They do.
I think a lot of people download and they listen that way, but they also buy the CD and they also buy the vinyl because they just want to have that physical connection as well.
Yeah.
And I think
like it's like with me, you know. I got my turntable sort of downstairs where I live, you know, and I put my vinyl on. It sounds so good. It sounds so good. I just get yes. I'm so happy with. I got loads of vinyls. I just play them on. There's nothing else on me in the crack of the needle, and you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I look back at where we came from and how I started, and, the little pubs that we used to play, and remember doing like the first International Ska Festival back in London at the George Roby. When we changed in our tonic suits, and I'd be standing in water, which I thought was water, and then the guy says, "Oh yeah, sorry, the toilets are broken. It's all piss all over the floor." Oh, fucking hell!
That was the good old days, man.
Yeah.
You smell it, it's really smell, you know?
Things like that. You just like, oh god, you know. I mean, so many things happen like back in the day. You remember when I was going down the stairs and I fell down the stairs with my trombone and I fucking went down the flight of stairs on my arm and I went, oh yeah, bastard! Right to the bottom. And then got up and we went on stage and played the gig. I mean, it was hilarious. I'm like, I didn't kill myself, I don't know.
Oh, it's good old days, man. Good old days, you know?
Dude, hilarious. We played some places. Oh my god. Hilarious. I mean, hilarious. But just, that's where you cut your teeth and make shit fun.
Because you wouldn't believe, right, guys. Last Sunday gone, right, I should have been in England at the Glastonbury Festival with Taylor Swift, Paul McCartney, Diana Ross. I was really looking for the Diana Ross, you know?
Yeah.
And I was, whoa. But I tell you, man, as much as that was right, I had more fun at home playing records, entertaining myself downstairs with my vinyl. Just me and a couple of friends wrote, and we had a few jars in, bottles in, and I had such a great time. It made up for not being able to go to England to do Glastonbury Festival, you know. I had a great time at home. The door open with blaring music. It was fantastic. So I had a great time. Yes.
So that's it. We'll make our own concerts now. That's what happens. That's what's going to happen. It's like I'll probably do something from the warehouse and do it live, do a live stream where there's no one there, but you watch it on the internet. I mean, that's all we can do now for now. We can't have an audience. It's not going to work. They're not going to allow it. So it is what it is. I mean, till we get a cure, till there is a fix for this, we have to adhere to the rules. And the rules are. Stop getting anybody, because if you do, you're going to get sick.
It would kind of seem that there are no rules because consideration has been thrown out the fucking door and nobody cares, which is odd. But my question to you is, because COVID has kind of taken over everything right now, when do you? I mean, we live in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Wisconsin is such a huge, we go out, we drink, and we say fuck you to people, and apparently the Supreme Court has ruled that there can be no rule shutting things down and making people wear masks and caring and that sort of thing. So we've got concerts and stuff happening again. Like for you guys, what do you think is safe? Do you think it will be safe? And when do we start doing shows again?
Well, I think we should like with us, because right now, right, I should be in England writing the next special album, right?
Right.
I'm doing it through Zoom now, so that's what we can do it tomorrow. Me, Terry, Horace, and Nikolai will Zoom each other. I would talk about things and we will play around. But for live side, I do not know when we're going to be back over there doing a concert, because obviously the most important thing, right, to me is people's safety and people's well-being, right? Mm-hmm. It's for me to do as much as I can to make sure the next person next to me, if I've got the virus, make sure that we don't spread it.
Right.
Make sure that we cannot be selfish. We've got to be, the only way we can be selfish, right, is take care of ourselves in the best possible way that we don't infect anyone else around us. Because until they come with something, I sooner not. I personally rather not go to because I would not want to endanger anyone's lives. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's best for us to. We've got to take care of each other. We have to in every way that we can.
Which actually prompts into the new single that we're releasing, which is "Are You Contagious?"
Yeah.
Basically, it's important about, are you contagious? But not meaning are you contagious as in COVID contagious. Are you contagious as a person as well? Because you can be contagious as a person, and
a smile. Sorry.
Pardon?
I said like a smile.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like a smile, but this song is on the surface, obviously what Adam and I had in mind was coronavirus, but when you dig deeper, when he and I got to talking about it, what the song ends up being is really about all of us now living so close together. Yeah. And my wife, for example, and I are both working from home now. And the song is not about us, by the way, but just this idea of, maybe a couple who is starting to feel like their close proximity is maybe becoming contagious somehow.
Mm-hmm. And that happens to a lot of people, don't forget, at the moment. There's a lot of people going through a lot of shit when they're with each other for all the time because they've got nowhere to go. So they have to live through this and get through it. And it's hard for a lot of people.
It is.
So that's where,
I was agreeing with you. Sorry. Go on.
Oh, no. I mean, it's been fun writing it. And again, when we started that tune, and I got it in my head, it was just like a riff going off in my head, and I couldn't get it. Are you contagious? Are you contagious? Now we've got this song, and like people are listening to it, like stoked to listen to it, and went, "Oh, this is like back in '79, but it's new. It sounds new." Mm-hmm. So it's weird how it's all happening. I don't understand. I kind of like I've let go of the how we do this. I'm just doing it. Exactly. Just the styles that we're putting and this new stuff that we're doing is a little bit of everything. So people say it sounds two-tone. Yeah, it will do, because I did a lot of two-tone, and it sounds like this. Well, it will do, because I played with Laurel Aitken, I played with Derek Moore, I did all these things to give me the influences to what I can do today. But the great thing about music and what I love about this project is we can go absolutely everywhere with it, and we're not just going down one avenue. We're going to basically address all kinds of styles, and that's what I love about it. It's just morphing, and each day it changes direction, and that's a beautiful blessing that we've had with this project. And
if you look like from the history of like blue beat and ska and reggae and rocksteady, it's always a progression, I mean, like right now it's got nowhere. It got into the dancehall thing, which some dancehall I quite like. Some of it I don't really grab onto, because I'm more of a roots man, Give me the ska, give me the roots of ska, give me the roots of reggae, give me the roots of rocksteady, Give me the roots of the musical roots to me. you know. But it just keeps growing, and as musicians, you know, we keep adding things to the music, you know, adding subtle ingredients and keep stirring. And that, you know, I think that's what I like what you do. You're stirring things up, and it's very healthy to stir.
Yeah.
Put in the pot and just go spin around and.
Change stuff up. That's what I love about it. I mean, that's what, you know, we did a song. Robbie and I wrote a song that's in Spanish. I mean, the great thing about it is I can't even speak Spanish. Spanish, which is pretty cool. But like, I thought, why not? This would be great.
Yes.
And Bobby. So it just so happens that Bobby is his second language is Spanish.
That's wonderful.
It was amazing. He wrote this lyrics for me and said, "This will be the song." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is cool, dude." And you know, the idea of that is I'm going to do kind of Latin-based, kind of like, you know, changing it round with the reggae beat, but like putting the
That's nice.
And the whole tune's going totally totally weird. I mean, it's like I'm listening to it and I'm like, look, yeah, this is different. But that's what I like about it. It's good. Each track's different. Each track's got its own, you know, style, its own kind of feel, and that's what makes it interesting when you listen to it on, say, 10 tracks, 12 tracks. You'll go be like a journey. I wonder. That's what I whole thing's about a journey.
I think your first, because your solo work basically is yours. It's revolved around you, and I think it's a lot of information, a lot of style that you played over the years. Right? It's the right time, Adam. You're ready for this now.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just so pleased they got something like Bobby there when it comes to the lyricals. You can just talk through. Because Bobby, you know something. It's the same thing like how Terry and I work, right? All the Fun Boy 3 stuff, right? I just got a story and I go and sit with Terry and I tell him, I talk him through the story. So this is what it is. Like going home when I went back to Jamaica for the first time after being brought up in England, right? And it was so strange because, okay, imagine you probably people will start saying, well, this is what was strange to me was going. It seemed when I got out of the airport and all I could see was just pure black people. I forgot what what it looks like because I grew up in England where I was the minority. It was pure white.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then oh my God, what is this? Oh my! I started panicking.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then I started talking to Terry about it, going home, and then and that's exactly the relation that you've got with Adam. That's what my relation like with Terry. And we did all the fun board for so we talk it through, and it you know, that is where without a doubt, right? I said 2 ways is better than one, and when you get the 2 together, and it's fantastic result. You listen up all those songs and the all the fun board 3 stuff, and all the newest version stuff, right? Terry and I. 24/7, blah 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 blah, and that's why it works so well, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, and it's because the two of you know each other so well, and so yeah.
You know, and Terry's got a wonderful way, just like how you got a wonderful way of telling the stories, Bobby. It's a gift. You got a gift there. I'm being able to listen to the person and then tell the story, you know.
Well, thank you so much.
You know? So, you know, I'll definitely say, Adam and you Adam could have asked something. Because I tell you, if you look at things like the way music work at times, right, you look like Bernie and Elton John, you know? I'm not saying you put Bernie and Elton John, but, you know, but it's the way it works with the team, 2 guys. You know, it's like Keith Richard and Mick Jagger, you know? It's 2 of them. And they meet together, and it's a connection that just perfect. And I really, really would say you and Adam, perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm blessed. Really,
you're blessed.
And perfect, you know, and now as I say, and now, again, working with Limbal again like this happened. It's just been brilliant. I mean, it was just like that was a cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
You know, talked, and it was like, I want to
know. We talk. I write you that I'm writing. I've been in your corner, write you.
Yeah.
I've never left your corner. No. And even though I come back here and I drag you over the what's his name show in New York, and we go down to LA. We did that a TV show, and then we took you to go to England, and we did the Albert Hall, you know. I just get you ready. for you to come out and just, I'm Adam Birch, you know?
Yeah, because that was it. That was kind of like the beginning of this whole nucleus for me to get my act together. Because by then, that's when I realised. So I got to clean myself up. I got to get well, and I can't do it.
I'm proud of you.
I can't do it with the specials because I can't tour. I've got to stop and get myself together, and that's what happened. You know, and getting myself sober was the best thing I ever did.
So,
I'll tell you that now.
Yes.
So
for me, I couldn't drink successfully. That's the problem. I couldn't have it.
No. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. Knowing where you come, I know the time that we spent together, years. Just really, really, this is your time now.
So,
Ready.
here's a question. Will the Vershons have like a live stream, kind of like we're doing concert for people? And how many songs do you have that folks can anticipate, releasing soon?
So, I mean, we are working on a nucleus of putting like 10 to 12 tracks out, and we'll put them out on an album. That's what we're looking at doing. I don't have a time frame of doing it yet because, again, we've got the songs cut. Like, we've written we've got nearly 1, 2, 3, 4, probably about another 6 songs that are nearly ready to go. The Are You Contagious is nearly finished. We're right at the end of that. That's actually sent to Cooley at the moment because Cooley's going to do some toasting on it. So Cooley, and then Limbo's playing guitar on that track.
I want that song. When that song comes out, I want it so I can play it on my show.
I'll take you to that. Don't worry. Yeah, no, you'll get to play that first. So that's Are You Contagious. That'll be out. That's the next one we're doing. And then, as I say, we've got like another one. You know what? I've got shit for brains. So, Bobby, what else have we got?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, so I'm not.
What's Moldy? That's it.
Yeah, a God I can believe in.
Which is for all you doubters out there that like don't know about anything and like really don't give a shit, and then kind of like the whole thing about that was just think about not being religious, but think of something bigger than yourself. Mm-hmm. Believing. I need something to
right. Well, we've got another one called that we've been referring to as the anthem, but the name of the song is "Get It Together," and that has a lot to do with current events and people needing to embrace love and unity rather than being at odds with each other.
Nice one. I mean, that's the track that I really wanted to write and basically make that. Well, that's why we called it Anthem, because the idea of that track was to get absolutely everybody involved on that track. Everybody who I know in music to get involved in that track and play it. So, because it's kind of like the song that we want to put out, because again, this is what it has to be. If we don't get this together and work this out and become one, because we are one. I mean, that's the thing. We are one, and we have to respect each other, and let's be honest and accept. You know what I mean? We have to accept the past, and we have to go, you know what? It was fucking wrong. It was really wrong, and own it, and then change.
I mean, to tell the truth, right? See all these Confederate stuff that they're putting down, right? What really gets me right is the fact that, right, how can you celebrate something that was been done for the wrong reason? Controlling slaves, and it's same like in England where they in Bristol they ripped down the statue of Carson. That's where in Bristol that's where they literally did their mountains before the slaves get sent to America and get to West Indies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, go. It'd be like me going to Germany and seeing a statue of Hitler.
Exactly.
Well, here's how
you don't see statues of Hitler anymore, because again, what he did was so bad, and it's like, so people say, well, why would you take that statue down? Well, why not? Fucking hell, it doesn't stand for anything it just stands for anything that's bad and horrible.
And just because it happened in history doesn't mean that we have to keep up a memorial. How I've been trying to educate people on a very simplistic level. If you were abused by your parents, would you erect a monument in respect of them? Or would you kind of
Of course not.
You wouldn't do it. So why
you wouldn't do it exactly. That's what it is.
And
that's where those people who still with the Confederate flag and everything, it's very, very painful emotionally because of those generations, you know. But I do feel my poor people's pain. I still feel it.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling it.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's not celebrate evil things like that, you know.
Right.
And that's what this is. It's just that's exactly where we are today. And again, I you know, in a way, I'm sad that everything has to happen the way it did. You know, I'm sad that, you know, George will have to die like that. And,
yes.
In a way, you know, he has opened up a massive debate in the world because nothing gets
all
that
sit around the table.
I'm
All sit around the table now and be equal.
Yeah.
Sit around the table and be equal now.
Because, you know, that's the only way we're going to get on. It's not, we're going to have another civil war. It's quite simple.
We don't want a civil war. We don't want another civil war.
I don't think
We don't
we
want
do.
it to repeat itself. And we've seen that out.
So unfortunately,
No more blood.
so I'm trying to be very optimistic. However, when Trump got elected 4 years ago, I cried. I lost my shit. I had a horrible day at work. I woke up and sobbed and couldn't keep it together because I saw history repeating itself. And what happened in Germany in 1939, we'll start in 1925, up into, the First World War, and then Hitler coming to power. This is what happened. It was a, divide and conquer sort of thing.
Yes.
And, the solution, for all of us sitting here conversing and watching this show, it's simple. Love each other. Educate yourself.
Love each other.
And
love is the answer.
I feel
love is the answer.
I feel as if he is reelected, we will have a civil war, and
I'm really hoping and praying that this, because we've suffered for the last 3 years. The whole world has suffered for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. We can't go to another 4 years like this. We can't. We won't survive it.
We won't.
Too much bloodshed.
No.
We won't survive it.
It's sad. It's sad.
It's sad.
So so what's a solution? Talking to your friends and talking to other people and just yourselves, what is something that we can do to hopefully encourage progressive change?
Well, so far, right, I live in a predominantly white area that I live in, right?
Right.
The only black over this side, I'm out of Seattle, And I've never, the people over here, and the young people, the young ones that's coming out, right? And they're all at their side, Black Lives Matter. And I just think, oh my God, they're the one with the key. Yeah. And they're opening the door now for everyone to go in. And I think we're going to be safe fans. And all we do is literally turn out the vote to get to get Biden, who's in, which not everybody really says I agree with. We don't agree with everything that everyone says, right? But he's a strong man to stand there and pull everybody together.
So vote for Jess, because fuck the two-party tyranny. We don't live in a true democracy, and if we're gonna vote, we have to actually vote for a human being that we believe in, and those aren't people on the ballot. It's just capitalism that has done nothing but create convenience, which I think has created this, the 7 deadly sins are happening. We get everything we want when we want it, and having to try causes this rift. And capitalism does that. It's blood money. It's just it's slavery reinvented.
It's basically I'm all right, Jack, and screw you. That's really what it is, and that's not fair.
No.
I do think right now, right, we have to have some stability right now, because there's nothing stable in the world right now. We have to have somebody who can just steady the ship, right, and then we can start building. And here I want somebody can steady the ship, right, and I think out of these two guys, Biden is the best person to steady the ship. I really do, feeling 100%. He's the best person to steady the ship now, and then we can start building. If we go for another 4 years with this lunatic, that's, as we said on the special record and our last album, the lunatics have taken the asylum, right?
Right.
Yes, right. It is true. The lunatics have taken the asylum. We've got to get rid of the lunatics now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We really do.
Exactly.
And the thing is, though, even though with the, even with the the Democratic Party in America and the Labour Party in the UK. You know, look, the way I look at it is, if you're bent in politics and you're taking kickbacks and bribes and money for this, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It all has to be cleaned out of politics.
Yeah.
Because that is just not right. It's not going to work. And again, the left, if they've got people that are bent and taking money and kickbacks and not spending the money on the roads, that's right. They're putting it in their own pocket. They should go too.
Oh, that's cool.
That's how I believe. It has to start again. Has to start again and be fair. And that's why
you see, like, Adam, that's why it's like the criminal justice system here, because there's no justice at all here. I'm afraid there's no justice here. So all of them got to rip everything up and really start rewriting the system.
The rich and the rich get off it. That's basically what happens. The rich and the rich get off it. And if you're really, really bad, then you get killed in prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
I mean, we need in my opinion, a complete radical overhaul, a new constitution.
That's what I'm saying.
And a new way of looking at things, because our justice system is as corrupt as everything else. And if you want, I really believe that we can redeem people. Like, most of the people that are in fucking prison can have a second chance at life. Yeah, there are some people who do horrible things to other humans, okay, but that is a very small minority of what makes up the prison population.
Yeah.
Most of the prison population are people who turned to crime as a way to live out their trauma that they were taught.
Yeah.
And you can unteach people how to be if we actually show love, and that means taking the time to listen to understand, not to be understood. It's to absorb it, teach, and bring it back out. To have other people come to their own self-actualization is what kind of has to happen. Sorry.
Yeah. Half the prison population are either because they're in there because they're either drug addicts, or they're in there because they've got mental health issues. And they should be in prison. They need to be in a hospital. But they've got nowhere to put them, and so they put them in prison. And then the people that drug addicts, they're drug addicts and they can't get off the drugs. So what happens is they go back into prison because they've been doing the drugs, and then they put them on and they go, right, well, you owe me now because you haven't paid that fine, so you owe that fine plus this fine plus that fine, and you're on probation for another 6 months, and then we'll roll that into that. So they could never get out of it because they're
never get out of it.
Into the state
of failing,
and that's why I kind of believe in communism as a whole ideology, because I feel like grassroots, if we talk about grassroots and the structure of how society has to be, it comes from villages and tribes and caring about each other. It's about planting and growing food and sharing and making music together and creating art and reading and having consideration for not just me, but for all of the other people, because each of those little parts makes the greater whole. So
exactly.
That's
if that could happen, we would be a very strong society if people did that policy. And again,
I do believe it will happen, because the young people today, they're so much more smarter than I was when I was their age, because they got access to so much more information, history. They learn a lot from history. That's why they're out there saying Black Lives Matter, because they know exactly what it means. And what I tell you, the young people today are wonderful, fabulous.
Yeah. I'm actually really kind of proud of what's been happening. Although there's a lot of stuff happening that's been bad, but through all this, if you see why it's happening, you've got to understand that people are getting tired of this.
Yes,
people are sick and tired of living like this.
And
we can't go anymore. We can't take it anymore.
Did you know that on this day in 1964, the Civil Rights Act was passed? Whoop. So if we're going to talk about history, it's almost like a slap in the face of the originators of that movement, what is currently happening.
Exactly.
We gave up our rights and our liberties, and we militarized the bullies on the playground to go ahead and kill willy-nilly. The good old boys decided to figure out how to get their way, and they've kind of run...
But something, if you think about it, when Martin Luther King said, well, I have a dream,
Yeah.
we should, just read that speech.
Yeah.
Not only should we just read that speech, but let's go back to, Selassie and read his proclamation as well. Because,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's tear down the whole structure and rebuild, We're still fighting for that.
We got to do that now. Yeah, we got to do it, and I'm very, very confident that today's young people are really, really right on the right track to do that now.
Yeah.
I feel confident in young people today.
I feel like
And
you guys should...
I see that as well. I see that even where I'm living. Like before, 6 months ago, there was Trump posters all on the gardens and stuff like that, and I've noticed that they're not there anymore.
They're not there anymore. I've noticed the same thing as well, Adam. I've noticed here right now.
People now are starting to realise, and even though they support him deep down in their heart, and even if they've got those, views which are, whatever that could be, racist or whatever, what's going to happen? But they have to realise that that's not acceptable.
It's not
acceptable in this world. So
not in this world. This world
right
is very short now.
And if you want to be militant and fascist like that, then you need to go be on your own, in your own country.
Be your own, because it's a very, very lonely road.
Because this country
people don't want to go that way.
Slavery and immigrants, and that's the fact. And that's how America became. It is. And a white man came and stole this land, and that's just fact. And they stole it from the Native American, and that's just how this happened.
Yeah.
And brought slaves over to build America, and it was the immigrants and the slaves that built this land.
Yes,
and it wasn't right. And that's just what it is. And again, acceptance. And realising that we don't have to live like that today.
No.
Because that's what America is, it's a melting pot.
It's huge. Huge, I'm not sure when I look at you, look at, I see so many young white kids out there with their Black Lives Matter sign. I go, wow, we really turned the corner now. We have turned the corner.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. A great video.
I have to say, I love that we live in a neighborhood where we are the minority, and it feels comfortable. Just because, like, growing up, that was my family's makeup. Like, we have always been two-tone. My siblings are all different colors. And
that's wonderful. Wonderful.
I remember in the 90s, when my mom first started listening to like ska and reggae music, and like the neo-Nazi movement had kind of claimed ska and was moving in to like, local scenes and just being horrible human beings. I had to like, that was my first, as a kindergartner at 6 years old, like face-to-face confrontation with a Nazi. And it was like, why do people hate people? Because for the color of their skin. And I remember having a conversation with my mom, and she's like, oh, there's so much more you need to know. And it's always baffled me, even as a small young human being, that we could hate for no reason. And because hate comes so easy, why don't we try love? Like, why are we so opposed to trying that? Like, so our household is one that we give to the community. We share. Like, our home is open, and we stand up for our neighbors, and we are one with them. So
wonderful.
That's
wonderful.
Where we'll always
that gives me hope. That gives me hope. That's what I love.
Yes.
And
if I say something right, just give me hope, right? I just think a song on the album. We said, look all around the world. It could be a beautiful place to live in. Make sure you're seen and heard, and give the things worth giving, which is love. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Well,
so cool, bro.
Gentlemen, this has been a wonderful conversation. We have reached our hour point. So
well, thank you very much. I'll do it again. I want to do it again and again and again, because this is our love to do it again with you guys.
Bring some more of the boys on next time. We'll have the rest of the guys up as well, because that's a great thing.
So what I would love is that once COVID is done and you guys do go out and start touring again, come play in our basement. We'll feed you.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I swear, knowing me, and Adam know me, right? I turn up anywhere unexpected and they go, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. I said, yes, I'm here to play. Yeah. You know, I'll do the same. Adam will do the same thing. We'll do exactly the same thing. No fun.
Big Brew Pub we'll play, and we'll play that. We'll do a gig at a Brew Pub place. There's loads of those now that do gigs, and that's good because that means we can come out and do some gigs and tour and stuff. Because that's
wonderful.
That'll be fun. I mean, that's
Love. That's what it is, you know.
Love.
So, in closing, gentlemen, what would you like to promote? Bands to shout out, or upcoming music, or things to watch for online as far as live feeds? What are your closing words?
I would just like to say to everyone, you know, Adam's music, what Adam's doing, is just really, you know, it is so wonderful music. Music, you know, music is we're in a great place making music now, and that is something that I advise everyone to do. Check it out, right? Check out Adam Birch and the Vershons, the music there. It's absolutely wonderful. And by the way, for those who wasn't at the Encore album, it's still there. It was #1 in England. Never done, so get the album, you know? Yes.
Indeed. And again, there's so many bands out there that you know, from our camp, as they say, with, you know, this whole music and this whole genre. I just want to big up to all of you guys, because this is how this music keeps going. And, you know, on the 6th, I think it is the 6th of July, from the UK, Specialized is putting out a festival that's online with bands that are going to play and stream songs. So check that out. It's on the Specialized page. Contact Paul Willow from Scapones. Have a look at that. And as I say, I don't even know if I can get my boys together for that one, but it's a plan. I will jump on and do a song. That's what I'm trying to work that out and see if we can do it in time.
Yeah.
But again, what with all the COVID and everything, it's hard to get everything together.
It's very
who knows? Who knows, as they say. That's the thing at the moment with us. I like to just, you know, jump on and just do it like, you know, last minute and bam, and then bye-bye, that type of thing. Good afternoon, goodbye, that type of thing.
Okay. Wonderful evening, wonderful talk, and
thank you so much.
Very much for exciting. And lovely evening. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Love you both. And next time we're in town, we'll have a little party, all right? And
wonderful.
We'll see you soon, no doubt. I mean, you know, but God bless. God bless you all.
God bless.
Take care, Adam. Take care.
Thanks. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Bye, guys.
That was...
So, Mr. Linvold, Adam from the Specials, and Bobby, who writes now for the Vershons. What an awesome interview. Thank you so much. We're going to take a short break, bask in the afterglow, and play some music for you on the second half of this. So stay tuned. We're going to get some water. We're going to take a break. You guys go pee, get yourself a beverage, and get ready to listen to...
Beer, grab a chair.
Pull up a beer and grab a chair. We'll be right back with music from Adam Flymo Brich and the Vershons. Okay?
Thanks.
Bye.